the leading Premier League goal scorer from the first game of the season.
Don't say stuff like
every
that.
single game throughout the season. I'm just trying to think of new records.
Yeah,
he
scored 2 in start last season, didn't he?
Yes.
Who was he?
West Ham.
West Ham.
Scored a penalty and then a 1v1, didn't he?
That was on a Sunday, though.
This is true.
You're right. Yes, so he wasn't leading scorer from the opening day of the Premier League.
It's a strong start.
I'm sure we can.
What a way! I think he's got a chance.
What a way to pick up from last season.
Might make it. Yeah, might make it in his career one day.
Yeah, I can't imagine them being his last goals.
No, definitely not.
So, what did you make of the first 45, Nedum?
It wasn't. It was mostly comfortable, but it's because I think they were making mostly the right decision in terms of the way that they were playing out, some of the runs and stuff that they were making. There were 1 or 2 errors that maybe offered a bit of encouragement to Burnley, but you can see that like the plan that Burnley have, it's more of a defensive one, and from an attacking standpoint, I'm not really seeing that much from them. But as we saw Vinny walking off the pitch, I think he's going to be sort of laying to his players just a little bit. So I think it's going to be a reaction. I think that's what they need. I'm just not sure exactly how they try and make the City side uncomfortable, because like this is the best team in Europe right now. How are you going to really disrupt them? Can you get in their face? Well, yeah, maybe. But then all of a sudden there's a ball in behind for Haaland, and we've seen Foden nearly getting as well. So it's going to be a really interesting second half from a Burnley perspective, because if you make the wrong decision here, then this could be a blowout, and that's the last thing you need to start the season.
Especially when they've done so well in the first half as well. I mean, City came out obviously within 4 minutes getting the first goal, Gareth, but Burnley sort of built into the game. It feels like perhaps the second goal flattened them again a bit, but for parts of that first half, they were playing well.
Yeah, they were, and I think they've got energy on the pitch, especially in the short areas, and City struggled early on to kind of get that control that they look for. But and again, Rodri, got the team out of a few sticky situations which potentially could have been worse for them. But I think the substitution was quite interesting, because obviously it's disappointing with Kevin, but I think that City then started to come into their own a little bit more then. I think Bernardo gets that freedom to go and play where he wants. He controls the tempo really well. And they score, obviously, the second goal, which I think is a work of art. I really do. I think that's such a good goal. I mean, when you look at Rodri and the tempo and the way then he bounces a pass and then gets it to play through the lines to Phil's timing of his pass to Kyle. Okay, Burnley defenders weren't great in jumping out. And then from Alvarez and Haaland, I mean, that finish he's already motioning with the shot as the ball's coming to him, and it's just an incredible finish. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
We were all purring in the studio very loudly at that second goal. In terms of, give us an idea from a striker, in terms of the finish, just sort of how technically good was it?
Yeah, I just think he's got so much to his game that, you could see at the end there, he's having a discussion with Pep off the pitch. You could see him coming after Bernardo a little bit. He wants more, this guy, and he plays at the right level, I think, of just about getting it right in terms of his mindset. And that's frightening when you've got all the other capabilities that he has, and he scores all types of goals. But that finish is something else, and the build-up to it as well, like I say, was fantastic. And we were discussing how many touches he's had in the first half. Don't know.
9.
9 touches?
9 touches, 3 shots, 2 goals.
2 goals, wow.
I wonder if we're actually going to stop talking, if it's at some point this season, we'll just stop talking about his...
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing. I think we've used to associating that with other forwards that score goals, like Rooney's, and not say even so much Sergio. Sergio was similar, like didn't really want to get involved in the build-up, but was so efficient and effective in the box. And he's kind of that mould where just single-minded, you boys do what you're good at and I'll do what I'm good at, and that's when I'm in the box. But going back to the goal, it's twice. I'm hoping that defenders, not hoping, but I'm anticipating defenders learn more from last season. And when you're in the box, stand next to him. Like 9 times out of 10, it's going to fall to him. For whatever reason, he finds the ball. So attach yourself to him, because if it doesn't fall to him, then there's less of a threat. But defenders are picking up good positions aesthetically and looking like they're in good positions, but then all of a sudden the ball's getting pulled back or cut back and he's putting it in an empty net kind of thing. It's weird.
Yeah, I love it when defenders go one-on-one with him, though. It is a battle that is fun, very, very enjoyable to watch. We talked about Alvarez and Haaland before the game. We had a question as well, of course, on the WhatsApp, which was how will they play together? What have we learned from that first half? Because, of course, the assist from Alvarez.
Well, they had to change the system a little bit after Kevin went off. But, you know, when you can see the two of them being in that key area and you're thinking, oh, maybe Alvarez will get the shot off. But he's aware enough to see that there's someone else who can receive the pass. And it just happened to be Haaland. So they've both sensed that's the right spot to be in. And, you know, as Joleon was saying, you know, people need to try and be tight to this and that. But ultimately, there's just so many bodies everywhere when they're playing against City. You can see they're a little bit panicked. It's a different level for them. I think in the Championship, maybe they get away with it, but when you've got like a World Cup winner and like their reigning Premier League Golden Boot, they're like, no, you can't afford to give them any time. And I think they've worked pretty well overall. I think Alvarez off the left now. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's different. There are lots of bodies in the middle, but ultimately, you know, I picture it myself. How would I feel if I was playing against them? And I'd say pretty unhappy because they've got so many bodies everywhere. And I think Haaland, Alvarez, Bernardo, Kovacic, all of them, they're doing a great job in terms of just making you sort of figure out like when to go, when not to go. Because as we saw with the second goal, sometimes you can make the wrong decision before you know it, they're running clean through on your goal.
I think Phil looks more comfortable on the right as well. Seems to be like finding spaces really well in between. Playing on the right, didn't see him so much early on in the game before Kevin went off, so I think that's really key, that position he's picking up now.
But I think Kyle helps him, the overlap.
Yeah.
Obviously, he attracts defenders and attracts attention from other players, so then it gives Phil more freedom to kind of more space to roam. So, yeah, I think he definitely looks more
And with
capable.
that's not what we saw in the final third of the season, was it? You know what I mean? Kyle being able to just go and maraud down that side because it was, say, John stepping into midfield, and it seems like immediately they've seen... Like Rico started off coming into midfield, then Kevin went off and they just, we'll just do this style instead.
To adapt to,
Yeah, that sort of versatility is one of the reasons why they're so hard to play against, because I'm sure on a week-to-week basis, people try and create a plan to try and deal with whatever they're going to try and do. But did you do this one as well? You know what I mean? More often
and get it right every time.
Exactly, more often than not the answer is no.
Can you talk us through what happened? Obviously, the disappointing news of the first half was that obviously Kevin De Bruyne went off, looking like he'd injured something. We don't know anymore. If we knew anything, we will of course let you know. What tactically did it do? How did everything shift?
Wowzers. I'll be honest. I don't have any coaching badges, but there are two people in here that do.
Good idea.
You have eyes, though.
If you could possibly throw it to them.
We saw your tactical masterclass on the last show. It was
if
very
you could possibly
good.
throw it to the other side of the studio.
Let's both look over at the same time.
Please. So what happened after Kevin went off?
I suppose if you really analyse it, what was the starting three in midfield? Rodri, Kevin. Help me out with the other one. Was it Joleon or was it Bernardo?
Yeah.
Because Bernardo now seems to be playing.
Yeah, I think it was Joleon more so, because then Rico was coming in. But since the change, Rico's adopted a more traditional role as a fullback because he's changed Alvarez and Phil, who occupy the back four now of Burnley.
Yeah.
So then it creates more space because Bernardo's gone in there and he's more of a roamer, isn't he? And
I think it's still looking for the same things from the players, but they just bring different things. Phil on the left to Phil on the right is completely different. The fact now he can cut inside, and now when he's driving inside, obviously you've got Kyle having licence to obviously go and overlap. So there are subtle changes. Nothing's changed for Haaland.
Yeah.
You know, his supply lines might be slightly different, but yeah, I think they just adapt to each other really well. They keep the play simple. I think what they've done really well, and it's only happened on short periods because Burnley have got good energy, and they're going to have to earn the right again in the second half. City is when they reduce the opposition to walk in, that's when City will hurt you. When they're energetic, Burnley, and they get a chance of winning the ball back, that's really hard to play through. But when you can reduce the opposition to walk in, you'll find you'll get Phil in between the lines, you'll get Joleon in between, and then they're in trouble, Burnley.
Thank you. Love that. Learned lots.
See, told you.
Yeah, you were right.
It's the place to go.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
And thank you all for sending in your WhatsApp questions. So we've got one that says, hi, my name's Asimwe. And nice, simple question. I love this. What's all your favourite kits this season? Is it the away, the home, or the third? Ooh.
It's a good batch, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's a
Good batch.
I think I like the second one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, this one. Okay.
Obviously, I didn't get it for free like you, but I think I like that one.
Yeah, we need to sort Nedum with a kit here.
Third one, I like the third one, you know.
Yeah.
I think the home one's probably my least favourite this year. I like the home one last season, but yeah, I'll probably go third, second, and then the first.
Okay, Gareth?
Well, I have to go for the home one, don't I? I have to give some love for the home one. For sure. Keep it simple.
There you go. I love that. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful batch of kits today, of course. And I'm loving the detail on the socks today with the the bits that go up the back of the socks. Very, very lovely details there. Great question. Okay, I know. Yes, I like
detail on that.
You'll have a look in the second half now. Carl, the Salford Blue, said, "Ooh, Carl, right, I'm going to go over to Joleon Lescott. See if he's got any inside info. Could Vincent Kompany eventually take over from Pep?"
Not directly after, no. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he will become City manager. I think the club and Vinny will be more selective in the next person after Pep. That's a big job.
Okay.
He's coming after multiple Premier Leagues, Champions League, and there's going to be a different level of expectation or maintenance for that, where I think, like the similar situations when Sir Alex left, it's like, let that person fail a little bit and let me pick back up rather than just go straight in and try and maintain what's currently happening. But definitely see him as a City manager.
Love it. Love that question, Carl, the Salford Blue. Victor here. Do you think Guardiola will get some minutes today?
I think he will, you know. I think he will.
I was going to say no, and then I thought, maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking if he didn't, I wouldn't be surprised if he started the Super Cup.
Yeah, this is true.
It wouldn't surprise you, you know. He doesn't tend to hold the players back too long when he signs them. Pep drops them straight in. So maybe not tonight.
And Ake was out of the squad altogether on the weekend at the Community Shield, wasn't he? So maybe he's carrying something a little bit, perhaps.
Yeah, he injured against Bayern.
Yeah, he was carrying something from one of the pre-season.
Yeah, Bayern game he came off.
Yeah.
Kanji, and now it's Valio and Laporte are available. It's like, yeah.
I think we'll see it.
Today?
I think we'll see it today. Yeah.
Okay, so Victor, we give you a split answer amongst everybody there. So who knows? Yes.
Yeah, does not have a clue.
Yes.
Top quality insight, like always. This is what we do.
This is what we do. Yes,
we do.
Everyone's opinion. I love this question from Jack as well. Just get straight to the point, Jack. Do you think Erling Haaland has Ballon d'Or potential?
Yeah.
This year, sorry, you put this year at the end. That was an important bit there.
I think it would have been nailed on if Messi hadn't won
The World Cup.
And I say Messi, like Messi hadn't won the World Cup. I think he's nailed on. I just think
It's timing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, every time there's a World Cup year,
it tends to be that guy.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I'm not mad at Messi if he was to win it, but if Haaland or Messi don't win it, then I need answers.
Who would the third person be?
I don't know, but I just need them.
Okay.
Oh, I'm excited
Mbappe,
already for that.
Potentially. Hat-trick. Nah,
I don't think so.
I'm not saying he is.
No,
I'm
but
not saying he is.
wasn't. Well, no. Let's not get into that. It's a game on. It's a game on.
There's a game on.
We'll
They're out early. Burnley are out early.
What's that telling us then? Why, if they?
No, you just come out and, as I said, he's said what he needed to say, and they're coming out to
They're warming up.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, you've been sitting down 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You just played for an hour, and then you're sitting down for 15 minutes, and you got to go another hour again.
You're reading something into it, aren't you? That
always.
Vinny's kicked him out early.
Yeah, always looking for, a little bit extra.
I reckon they got a stern talking to. That's a brisker walk than when it was when he came out.
Yeah, and he's by himself.
Yeah, and he's not waving.
No.
Anymore.
Oh, no. Oh, man. It's weird. Seeing friends on TV, it's weird. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are the same as me as well, but, like, second half, starving, it's tough, Like, I think this warm-up is actually quite important. Every time I took a little mini half-time warm-up seriously, I felt fine. Every time I didn't, all of a sudden you run a few channels and it's like, I should have done better than this. I've been doing this for a long time now. It shouldn't be like this.
How would the extra 6 or 7 minutes at the end of every half have affected your play, do you think?
Depends who you're playing for, yeah. You play if you're in Burnley's team or if you're in Manchester team. Different 6 minutes then.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on the flow of the game, doesn't it? I think that's one thing that'll be interesting throughout the season, because obviously City in the Community Shield, they suffered because of the extra 10, but there might be a game where they need that 10 to get back into the game themselves.
Yeah. So
perspective will be a big thing with it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure as much as we complain about it, there'll be times when we benefit from it.
100%.
So, and let's not forget one of the greatest moments is from extra time, so we can't be mad at it.
Yeah, but imagine if that was back then, you score a 93-20, you still have another 7 minutes left. That'd be the issue.
Yes, don't ruin my 93-20 moment. Thank you. Thanks to all of you. The City players are coming out. You see Pep chatting to Bernardo there. Get yourselves onto the Manchester City app now for your full match commentary, or the second half commentary indeed, from Alistair Mann and from Michael Brown. We'll all be back at full time, where hopefully we'll be talking about City claiming their first 3 points of the season.
Well, if you're a believer in history repeating itself, a year ago City lost the Community Shield. Haaland didn't have a particularly good game in that particular fixture. One or two headline writers wrote a few silly things about City, and now